About the human vessel, the human form, the bipedal 5-star physical vessel. That's a head, 2 arms, 2 legs. And we've been speaking about the process of involution of our consciousnesses, separating from source, separating from higher planes of existence, still existing on these higher planes, just smaller portions as we drop down and we're having this physical experience. We're talking about the beginning of the human vessel. Let's get into it. This is from Illuminati Hidden Agenda. This is illuminated knowledge. This is information that has been trickled down to us so that way we can expand our mind, evolve, raise our frequency, and continue on our journey back to source. This is chapter 7. We're going to pick up where we left off. And you can find this link in the bio, sourcehypnotherapyhealing.com. This is chapter 7. Where did humans come from? The higher density positive beings continued to lower their vibration, and the seeders came to exist. The seeders were tasked to do what their titles say. They began seeding the planets with life. They were called the Patal. The Patal were tall beings and were all about service to others. They started the seeding for this new 5-star physical form in the Lyra star constellation. Let's pause there. That's why in the beginning I had that picture there. So Lyra is where we can track to that star system where the human vessel first took form. And the Patal were higher density beings that helped in this process. Back into where we left off. In the Lyra constellation, there is a star named Vega. And in that system, the Vega star system, the Patal seeded this new physical form. The Vega star system is approximately 25 light years away. The planet there, where this all happened, was named Avion. So the planet in the star system, just like here, our star is Sol. Our sun that we see on Earth is sun. It's a star. We have a planet named Earth. So same deal. I'm just trying to explain it so that way we understand. We have a constellation. Dad? And yes. All right. So what we were saying is the Vega star system, which is a sun with planets revolving around it, and one of those planets is named Avion. That's where it was seeded. All right, let's get back into it. This new race was called the Lyrian race, or simply the Lyrians or Lyrans. So Lyrian race is what this physical vessel was called. Many call them Lyrians or Lyrans. It is said that the Lyran race received much of its DNA from an older race named the Urma race. The Urma race is a positive 5-star feline type of race and has a physical body. The Urmas agreed to share their DNA with the Patal so this new race could be started. So pause there. So the Patal are in higher densities. They're not in the 9th, 10th, or 11th, from what I understand. I could be wrong. But they're in higher densities where they're not in the physical. That I do know. And it's so hard to describe the densities and the differences because it really doesn't even really exist. It's all part of the same. We all exist together. But okay. So they're higher planes of existence, higher portions of an oscillation of frequency. Now, the Urma were closer to a physical, or were in a physical form, and so their DNA was used to create a physical being, I apologize, a physical vessel, physical body. Okay, just try to bear with it. Okay, here we go. Let's get back into it. The Lyrans look just like the current human race, but are considered to be a different race. However, I am bringing up the Lyran race because the human race was based on the Lyran DNA. So the Lyran race is the oldest human-like race. The Lyrans evolved into a positive race where they lived in harmony with one another. They evolved spiritually and were extremely psychic. They did develop technology, but were focused more on a spiritual development. So pause there. The Lyrans, which closely resemble us humans, were originally seated there in Avion. So in the constellation of Lyra. So that we can see from there, we're going to get into how they spread, where did they migrate to, and obviously we're going across so many events. And point is, they spread everywhere. Obviously, with time, with more and more events, more and more incarnations, and the more experiences for the souls that are incarnating. So that's what happens. We're going to go ahead and see what happens with the Great Migration. All right, let's finish up this paragraph. And they were focused on spiritual development. All right, they did develop technology, but were focused more on spiritual development. Things were going great for the Lyrans on planet Avion. The Lyrans began to travel into outer space, and they started colonizing a neighboring planet named Avalon. I am not sure if the Lyrans were already on Avalon when the Draconian Empire found them, but the Draconians did not like it when they noticed that the Lyrans had started to spread to another planet. This is where the issue between the Lyrans and the Draconians started. More on that issue later. We're going to stop it there. Micro doses of illuminated knowledge, but we can see that the Lyrans that were being incarnated by light ones, higher frequency portions of source, and now they are discovered an intelligent vessel, bipedal 5-star vessel, intelligent, capable of psychic feats that the Draconians were not able to do. So imagine what they felt. And remember, the Draconians had been conquering planet after planet for a long time when they discover this. And so we're going to get into how this interaction happened. And I'm going to end it with saying timelines are infinite. If you have gone through and spoken to your higher self, if you've gone through past life regression, hypnotherapy sessions, if you've seen these events happen in a different order, that's fine. It doesn't mean that you're wrong and I'm right, or vice versa. It just means that you experienced a different timeline. There is no right or wrong. There's no true or false when we're speaking of history, because time, as we've discussed in other videos, is like water. It is not linear. You can go up, down, left, right, all directions. It's a frequency. So whatever frequency for the experience within the matrix of your process of involution, evolution, returning back to source, that is your reality that we created in this matrix. Because even the higher densities, higher planes of existence are part of the Creator's playground. But more, that's bits and pieces. We'll get into the deeper metaphysical knowledge when we get to that point later on. Much love to all my star seeds. Let's continue the hard work.